Odunze, sitting at 6'3", 212 pounds from Washington. Of course, he was Michael Penix Jr.'s favorite receiver. He has athletic prowess that can't be overstated. And like I said before, there's a couple teams that really rank him as the top receiver this year. Notched a spot in the top 50 on the Feldman's Freak list in high school. So, as Michael Penix Jr. might have generated most of the attention through UW's big run to the national title game, it was really Odunze who was the most consistent playmaker the entire season. He had 100 receiving yards at least in 10 different games in the Pac-12. And he had led the entire country with 1,640 yards in 2023. The Las Vegas is not a gamble in the eyes of NFL scouts. He's a number one receiver from day one. Thoughts about Odunze?
He's my favorite receiver in the draft. I can totally see why Marvin Harrison might end up being better, but if I was picking, I'd pick Odunze. He's just a phenomenal wide receiver. He's 6'3". He's has an incredible body of work, including those yardage. I think he just makes your quarterback look amazing. So,
do you see any downside to his? I mean, Marvin Harrison Jr. had the best 40 time of these three guys. He had a 3.3 or 4.39.
No, again, I think it goes back to body of work's more important than how you did on one day. So no problems whatsoever. He wouldn't be getting 1640 yardage if he wasn't quick when he needed to be.
Do you know what I look at him? It's just about production. I mean, he's just productive. Every single game, he gets you 100 yards. He gets you, 8 catches, 100 yards.
Playmaker.
Yeah.
He wants the ball. He needs the ball. He's a playmaker.
He's just productive. Yeah.
To me, I have the best feeling about Odunze, but if I needed a receiver, I wouldn't hesitate on those three guys. Any one of them is perfect.
Completely agree. Let's move on to pick number 9. This is Chicago. They need a major weapon on the other side for Caleb Williams. Mm-hmm. They already picked up, of course, the Panthers' number 1 receiver last year. This year, they're going to try to pick up another receiver, and most pundits think it's going to be Rome Odunze, who's, some people have him the best wide receiver in this draft. So if they are able to get him at 9, I think it's a huge win for them. And I can imagine Odunze and Caleb Williams pairing up together for the next 5 to 10 years. What are your thoughts about this pick?
Great pick. He's a star. He's going to be really, really good. He proved against very good competition that he's a real threat. So I think to give him to Caleb Williams is pretty outstanding. And then you add in all the other guys they've gotten this year. He could be an amazing number 3. So
I love Malik Neighbors, and I think he and Marvin Harrison Jr. are going to be great. But there's something about Odunze when I watch him just dominate the best division in football. Mm-hmm. He's not only fast, but he's big. He just reminds me of like a DK Metcalf. He's like tall. A faster DK Metcalf.
Yeah, not quite as built, but yeah, good.
He's not quite built, but he just reminds me of him. The way he plays, he's very physical.
I agree.
And yet he can stretch the field too. So it's really wild.
Just imagine him with DJ Moore and Keenan Allen.
I know. They have really nice weapons.
He will crush any third corner that any team has.
And then they have a tight end, Komet, who's really been coming on. They have a nice offense now. They really do. They got to work on their offensive line.
They need some running backs and an offensive line help.
Yeah.
They still have pieces they need.
They're building something now. I don't know if they're quite playoffs this year, but they're definitely building something in Chicago.
I'm hearing playoffs, but I'm not buying it until Caleb Williams has a little experience and we can see what he's like under pressure. He's never faced pressure like this. So we'll see.